Banner Good Samaritan Medical Center, providing care to Arizona and the Southwest since 1911.
So as a mom of very young children and one on the way, what are your concerns about the looming H1N1 swine flu?
I'm actually really concerned only in the sense I'm not taking my children out of activities or anything like that. I have a daughter with Down syndrome, so she's immunocompromised, and so I have to watch it with my son. He goes to preschool, which is a fantastic preschool, but when he comes home, I make sure he washes his hands, because anything for her, a sniffle for us is, a long week cold for her.
I am concerned. I do a lot of traveling to New York, and I know there they've closed. When I was there, they had 40 schools in the city closed, over 200 schools in the metropolitan area. I'm curious what they would do here if, first of all, how they would know if a student had the virus, how they would diagnose that, and then what would they do? Would the school do anything? Would the school shut down or send out a flyer?
Well, I guess the first question we had is what's the minimum age that a child should be vaccinated for the virus?
I'd definitely like to have more information on what are the symptoms, what to look for, how to identify if it's just a regular flu or if it's the N1, what is it? H1N1, and what actions should I take?
What are your concerns as a mom about what other people are doing with their children if they end up sick or...
That concerns me. It always has, because I take my kids to the gym, or I'll take them places where they'll put their very sick kids in the kids club. And I'm wondering, people that have to work, and especially in these tough times, people do have to work, are they going to send their very sick kids to school?
I was wondering, how contagious is that? Is it airborne, or does it have to be some kind of tactile contact with the virus for me to contract it?
What is the buzz that you're hearing? Are people really worried about this, or is this something that's a media frenzy?
What's really funny is I heard more about it 2 months ago, about it being a big problem come this fall. But in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I just hear about it more on TV than out on the streets.
I was wondering, I heard that there was a vaccine that was in development and was wondering how soon that was going to become available.
So I'm a doctor in Central Phoenix, and so I take care of kids all the time, and so I know that for my child, he's definitely going to get the vaccination. I know there are questions about the vaccination because it's a new vaccine, and in my mind, the temporary effects of a vaccine are they're not as severe as actually having H1N1 in his age group. And so my concern as a mom is that parents are not going to understand that, and they're not going to vaccinate their kids because they're afraid of the vaccine.
The other thing is we've heard that you have to have 2 shots for to combat the virus, and we just wanted to know if that is the case or what.
I am not going to do the flu vaccine. I've not done flu vaccines in the past. I have a pediatrician who feels that, we've all, when I was growing up, we got the flu, we got sick, we were home for 4 days, and we recovered. Right. And I kind of feel the same way as the pediatrician. We're going to get sick, and we'll miss a few days of school or work or whatever, and then bounce back.
Well, as a healthcare worker also, I would just say that my concern would be for other people not following the recommendations of getting the vaccine. I think that's the most important. I'm going to get vaccinated. The people that are going to be around my baby and around my family are going to get vaccinated.
Are you planning to have your family vaccinated?
Yes. Only because my daughter is immunocompromised, and so any type of precaution I can take for her, I'm going to take it for her, and the health of myself since I'm pregnant.
As a mom circulating with other moms, what is the buzz that you're hearing from other mothers?
Even as a physician, they're just like, I'm not getting the vaccine. I don't like the flu vaccine. So that's my concern, and so getting that word out that you should vaccinate your kids, because it's if you look at kind of the death rate, the ones that are affected most by its kids under the age of 15.
I religiously use antibacterial gels like 10, 20 times a day because of the line of work that I do. So even subconsciously and consciously, I'm very much aware of it.
Fortunately, the hand sanitizers we've given them, and we talked to them about doing it a little more often than not, and hopefully we can fend it off.
So as a mom-to-be, what will you be telling the little nieces and nephews that I know you have in your life when they want to hold the baby?
Just wash their hands. If you can, try and stay away from the face as much as possible. But other than that, just standard precautions.